What ability do you have that helps you out? Hi, I'm Sunny, and I have 3 piles you can choose from left to right. I have pile 1, 2, and 3. If you need more time, pause the video and then select the pile or piles of your choice when you're ready. So with that being said, I will start with pile number 1. So pile number 1, you guys have the 5 of Cups reversed, and your next card is the 2 of Cups upright. So I think your emotions might be part of that package. I feel pile 1. I think probably the fact that you're easy, like someone who can easily move on from heartbreak or from people. Not that you're like using people in any sense, but I think of it in the sense like you're not going to be someone stuck on the past. You're not going to let your skeletons in the closet stop you from progressing. So that's a good ability. And if you're like, well, that's not a special ability to be with people, it is when some people, like if you can see, like I'm pretty sure everybody has at least one friend in their friend circle who has trouble moving out from their partners or their current partner who's probably not that great to them. So you're like, you know how you have good sense of value for yourself, or like a good sense of cutting loose. Is it tying loose ends or cutting loose ends? I think you're able to cut them and tie them up really good. So I think you're able to get yourself out of those connections. Like you like the clean break. I don't think you have trouble like moving on. Like at least compared to other people. Not that you can't cry and progress like everybody else. Like a heartbreak is a heartbreak, but you're not someone that's gonna be lingering in a heartbreak or lingering like, oh, this didn't work out. Oh, this person rejected me, or I just don't feel like I did like everything I wanted to do with this person in this relationship. Like I think that you know how to mourn the progress of that transformation of like, okay, this was never a thing, right? This was a thing, this wasn't a thing, this could have been a thing. And you transition to, healthier connections with people, healthier connection with yourself, with your friends, with a new partner, with your family. I think you're someone that has good communication. And you can also see it as like, because you have so much experience, that doesn't mean, you're easy or anything like that. It just means you have a lot of experience with people. I think you could be the person who's really good at matchmaking people too. Allowing them to like transition from like heartbreak to a happier place where they're full of love. So that's a special skill set. Even if you think that it's not a thing, I think it's a helpful resource to have. Like you're a helpful friend, and it's helpful to you because it helps you not be like in like a stuck place, like a sticky situation or just messiness. Like I think you can really avoid that, or you're good at avoiding situations like that. Sometimes it's not always about experiencing those things, it's about avoiding them. So I think you can avoid the messiness of it, the messiness of people, of yourself, of like being wishy-washy, but also just not lingering on people. I think you're someone that's easy to move on. Like, you know what, it didn't work out, that's great, like whatever. On to the next person, like on to the possibility of new love. Like I think you could be the person that's a hopeless romantic and is in love with love, but you're never someone that's going to be like, I need to be making it work with this person. Like I really had my claws stuck in this. Like no, I think you're someone that can talk with their emotions and be someone that's sweet. And like if you have those more like moody feelings, you're someone that can easily voice themselves or have that moment with someone that can hear them out, like your friend. So I think you're someone that's really good with those emotions. I keep thinking of emotions with this pile where you're really good at deciphering your emotions, deciphering maybe what the other party is trying to say, but maybe they don't have the right words. You just communicate well with your emotions. You can be someone that's very expressive, or it allows you to be like, you could be that kind of person. Like I think of an artist where heartbreak makes great content. It just gives you the ammunition to become much more creative and like express yourself and heal and release those emotions. And it's like, oh, I turned into a positive experience. Like, okay, I can like release this, let it go, and like on to the next adventure. It's a soothing feeling. So it could be something like a good skill set to be soothing to the soul, to other people. Like they can empathize and people understand you when you voice yourself, and when you're talking about your loves and your heartbreaks or whatever didn't become. It's like they understand because it's really, really relatable. So that's a good skill set to have, or at least an ability that helps you out without you realizing, like, oh, this actually helps me out in the long run. Like I just don't like feel like I just feel like you're not someone that has like many toxic experiences like a lot of us can have, right? In that sense of like, yeah, you don't get hung up on these like traumatic things. I think you can just walk away from like, oh, it didn't work out, that's fine, stuff like that. So thank you, pal number 1. But yeah, I definitely think there's like a healing modality to you, pal 1, with this like healing of the heart, like healing of your self-expression, of your creativity, of your emotions. Pile number 2, you guys have the Justice card reversed and the Death card reversed. So these are more internal things that you have, and like the ability you have is not easily seen by the world, or something that you can experience, or people can feel it. It's like an intuitive feeling, pile number 2. So I think the ability you have that helps you out is like working behind the scenes, working with the transformations internally. Maybe it's like shifts in perspective that you feel like were unfair, like self-blockages. You have an ability to, I think it helps you out navigate your life better. So if you've had, for example, things that have been unfair in your life, you're like, there was no cause, like reasonable cause, right? And these things just happen. Sometimes choices like, and it's outside of your field, where it's like out of your hands. Like it's not like you sometimes do those decisions. It could be yours, right? Because they're reversed. It could be something that was like you caused this, like you're the only one who's creating these blocks. But sometimes it's not always like that. But yeah, I think there's things that that you feel like, man, this like I was served a bad hand, right? So your ability is to be able to transform that bad hand. I sound like I'm trying to say like a Dr. Seuss book. You have the ability to transform a bad hand at life and transform it and like come out like a phoenix, right? You're someone that can reinvent themselves. You make the playing field even if it's like, I feel like maybe you could be that person who does like vigilante work or something, or you could be seeking, like I just think of Batman, like you see like justice is blind, like you see your own type of justice for yourself and for others. But maybe that could just be researching, or maybe that could be you just walking in and like causing chaos. It could be internal chaos, but I just think you're the person who might just spark the other parties to like want to change something. It's not like you're gonna do the work. I just think you kind of put out the feelers, or you like put out the intention, or like you change their perspective. It's like, well, have you ever thought about it this way? It's like you've always thought about how it affects you, it's just you, but how about not necessarily about the other party, but rather what can you I just think you have the ability to help people detach from things and see it from a much different perspective, where their emotions aren't so bound to it, that it's like releasing it. Like you're good at helping people release things that aren't helpful to them, so that they can see a situation better. And that can also apply to you, where you're like so stuck on not wanting to change, right? And I don't think this is easy for you. I think even with the Death card and Justice reverse, it's like you're really trying not to change those things. Like you're really forcing it to be like, maybe have a very fixed energy, but you're really trying to avoid those changes. But if it's in the long run better for you, like you're gonna learn some tough lessons. So I think sorry, my voice is cracking a bit. So I think for you, pile number 2, you're someone that can change that, but it's not easy change. I think it takes you so long to make those changes too, and that's a special ability. Maybe it's not something you like, but it's necessary. It feels maybe unfair to have certain talents other people can. For example, the talent of discernment, the talent of reading people with their BS, but you can't really speak it out, right? Because sometimes, like, just because it's a feeling, people might not take that as like, that's not concrete evidence, right? So you can be like, you could be a really good detective, right? And you can work even for, some people can use that in their work field where they could be working for the judicial system, right? You can be someone who's working for the government, right, with this justice card reverse. But it's like unsung, unpraised, right, work. But it's necessary, right? It's like not applauded. They kind of just maybe eye roll you because of like your job description or what you're doing. Like maybe you're just good at nagging at people, but it's just sometimes it's necessary because it needs to happen. And maybe those abilities weren't easy to you for you to actually acquire because you really tried to fight it off, right? You really tried to not do those changes. I think you really, I don't think it's not laziness. I just think you drag your feet when it comes to having drastic things come into your life. I don't think you appreciate those changes because you like slow and not methodical. It's just slow things that feel like you're in flow. It doesn't feel like it's scary and you just have to do all these scary changes and it's not fun. It's scary in the sense of like you have no control over it. That could be something that's scary with the death card reverse. It's like it can be scary for you to feel like I don't have control over these things, they're just happening, but I need to roll with the roll with the stones, roll with the there's a word. But you just go with the flow. It's like you have to. You can't just try to avoid it. So I think that's a special ability you have. It's like the transformation that needs to happen. It's all internal, it's all perspective. It's like working through maybe psychological issues, working through social dynamics with people, and realizing that sometimes there are unfair choices, but it can lead you to a much more interesting path or a higher path of knowledge that can help someone else. Sometimes things happen and it's not always beneficial, right? But sometimes like I see it and I keep thinking like a superhero thing. It's like, I don't know why this vibe kind of gives me the superhero vibe of like, look, no one's gonna applaud you, right? If like your name isn't out there, but somehow someone's gonna appreciate your work, right? Your presence, because that transformation needed to happen. Or you can be the person who's reliable because you experience so much that someone can empathize when things happen. So like, and you're there. It's like you can walk them through stuff like that. So I think that you are the unsung hero. I keep thinking of the unsung hero here. Sorry. So yeah, that's what I have for you, pile number 2. There's a lot of background work in here, behind the scenes. And I don't know why I kept thinking also of like, there's a word for it, but it's like crime scene cleaners probably too. I think I've mentioned it on a different video too as an example many videos ago, where it's not a fun thing, right, to clean. It can be traumatic for some people, but you know, it helps for the closure. It helps bring not normalcy, but it brings it together. Like, okay, this thing happened in this place, but you're the person who can come in and analyze and, you know, clean out everything, make sure everything's put back into place, replace anything that needs to be done, and then make sure that, you know, you walk through with the customer, right? Like the next steps, and if they should need any assistance or anything else, let us know and stuff like that. So I think you're someone that can bring that closure to them. It's like, it's an internal closure that maybe they didn't know that was needed to feel like the worst already happened. Now it's like healing, right? Healing on the inside, healing. Like maybe sometimes visually seeing, like you seeing that everything's clean and organized can help you feel good outside. Like sometimes you just need the visuals to really feel like, oh, this is gone, like nothing's back, you know, back the way it used to be. But yeah, that's what I have for you. It's like a very drastic example, but I'm just letting you know. Not that you have to do this work or anything like that, but it's like there's a lot of work that you do that you don't think it's like useful, but it is helpful to you and to others. You just don't feel like you're rewarded the same way. Unfortunately, sometimes it's like that. That's why I feel like the justice card reverse is like, you feel it's unfair, life was unfair. There's like, you have talents that are maybe a little, maybe darker or unsung or unappreciated, but somehow you'll feel the appreciation slowly creep in with time, but probably not soon. So thank you, pile number 2. Pile number 3, it took longer than expected with pile 2. You guys have the Magician card reverse and the Empress card reverse. So this is going to be internal, kind of also with this pile. So the ability you possess, pile number 3, that's helpful to you, is that you're realistic about something, or you're not trying to impress, or maybe it's transform, but it's about not having to nurture others and just focusing on yourself. It's like, I'm not trying to impress anybody else but myself. I'm not trying to do anything, but I want to make myself feel good, and I still want to, do these things for myself. It's like you are trying to do these things more so for you than for others. Maybe possibly because at some point you are always a person who has to give, right? You're always giving. Not that not everybody's like, this comes naturally for me. It's not that you can't have those qualities that are mothering and nurturing. It's that people can't take, and they just don't know when to stop. It's like not having boundaries. It's like, okay, but like, when do I get to put myself first? It's like, I think of it like moms. Like, moms are always caring for everybody, but when they get sick or when they need help, it's like, who's caring for them? Nobody. Because kids are kids sometimes. Like, I can't blame them all the time, but like, they sometimes don't know how to help, right? And your spouse is like, or your partner or something is like elsewhere or absent or at work or something, or they're tired or they're not a good partner. So like, sometimes it's like a very self-sacrificing kind of thing to be a mother, unfortunately, more than a father, I feel, because I think that weight, the social weight of it, is heavier on women. That doesn't have to be for every occasion. I just think for the stereotype of it, it is, and most of the time it kind of is. It's like moms are not appreciated. And yeah, I think because you stem from that, or you saw that, you experienced that as like seeing, that mother role in your life, whoever that was to you, whoever cared for you, as someone who is like very self-sacrificing, or always giving, or someone who is very cold too. You are just like more focused on yourself. You're like, I'm not going to give to anybody else but myself. Or if you experience a negative aspect of that, like they weren't nurturing, that mother figure was not nurturing, your teachers, your guidance people, or your older sister or something like that, your grandma wasn't very nurturing. They were just very indifferent to you, or they were very cold. They're just distant. They didn't really care for you that much, that you might have gotten those qualities too, like, well, what I gained from this experience is that I don't want to care for others, but I also feel like I'm just gonna be more ruthless, or to myself, or more private, or just more considered of just me, like putting myself first. So I think with this pile, your special ability, even though that sounds like a negative thing that I just described, it's not always a negative thing to put yourself first, is to kind of just make yourself feel more at ease with yourself, make yourself feel more nurtured when you might have not experienced that when you were younger, or experience that with a partner, or with a relationship or a connection with a friend, or at work, or with your own child, right? Sometimes you can feel alone with people. So I think of it that sense, like in that form of like, you know what, your special ability is to just care for yourself and feel beautiful on the inside. Or maybe just, you get a confidence boost with just focusing on yourself, of like, what do you want, what are your needs, how can you make that happen, but not relying on other people. Like that magician is like, I just use my tools at my disposal. Even though it's reversed, it's like, what do I have that's not tangible? I feel it's like a little, truthfully, the magician's like a little bit of everything when it comes to his tools. But I feel like you have maybe possibly limited tools because it's intangible tools. Therefore, you can figure out ways to make yourself feel cared for and looked out for. And maybe that's just like avoiding people and putting boundaries for some people, but those can be very different from person to person. But it can also be you just, watching a feel good show, right? Being entertained, right? With the magician reverse, it's like you entertaining yourself, right? Stuff like that. So I'd like to basically sum it up in that sense of like, you entertain yourself, you nurture yourself, you put yourself first. It's like, it's a very me kind of vibe with this pile, but it's a good thing. It's like, I keep thinking of like this Leo energy of like just putting yourself first, being the center of your own world. Maybe because it was needed, right? But I just think with this pile, it's like putting yourself first, feeling out the vibes of everything, but most importantly, like acknowledging that you're not gonna overexert yourself or extend yourself when you don't need to. It's like putting limits on people and boundaries, and nurturing maybe your inner child, or nurturing those maternal qualities when it comes to yourself. Like, it's like focusing on your maternal energy, or it could be the opposite where you're focusing more on like, your rough and tough qualities to really feel like you are the empress. Like you want to maybe feel like the emperor, which is also like the opposite of the empress in reverse, right? It's like maybe you just want to have more like Aries qualities, more Aryan, like energetic feel to you. Sorry. So yeah, I just think for you, pile number 1, it's like this fire. And I also think the opposite of Venus would also maybe be Mars, right? Because of the Empress here with the little Venus on the corner. So it's like maybe you're focused more on your Martian qualities. You're more masculine, more go-getter, like independent, autonomous, more self-involved, more for your ego, right? Nothing wrong with that. It sounds always negative when I say it, but I keep like, maybe that's why there's prejudice on pile 3, where it's like people always think like you're selfish, but is it really selfish sometimes if you feel like you need to put boundaries and putting yourself first is a necessary thing to do? No, there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes there's a time and a place, and I think you found their sweet spot for that. And people might not understand that selfishness is needed sometimes, and that's why they might see you like, oh, this person's so cold, oh, this person's so selfish, like they're just not trying to do anything about this, or like they're not always helpful, like, because it's not needed. It's like you need to put yourself first, and that's a special ability you have that I just don't think you care about anybody else. You don't give enough. Putting yourself first is not bad. I feel like they want to villainize you for just not being the stereotype qualities of what maybe a female should be, for example, because majority of people are females, or like what a male should be. I think you go the quite opposite. It's like, or you've gone the opposite of energy or direction of like things needing to be done. So that's what I have for you as a man. I meant to say that. Opposite things of needing to be done as men. So thank you so much for watching to the very end. I went so fast. I think it's probably the transits today. It's like wordy, fast. Yeah, it's probably a lot of mercurial vibes today. I need to check actually on my birth chart. It's like, I wonder if I have a lot of Mercury, because I feel like I'm going so fast. It's like, woo, I sped through it even though it's a decently long video. So thank you so much for watching to the very end. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. It helps me out so much with my channel and its growth, and I'll see you in a different video. And thank you for supporting me by watching my videos. So bye everybody, have a nice day.